Christianity is more than just how you go to heaven. It's how you look at the all of life in every area of life. So it's very interesting. It can be interesting. It's not just one narrow little subject. And at the center of the Bible is not just world and life view. It is a single message called the gospel. And the gospel, the center of the gospel is Jesus. So we are about Jesus.
When I first came to Grace with my family, I was a single mom. And I immediately felt like I was a part of something bigger than myself. I felt people took me in, and I felt something genuine. I'd been in a big church, very big church, mega church. So I didn't really know what it felt like to know the pastor personally. I mean, I had met my old pastor on an elevator once, and he said hello, and I said hello, and that was the end of our conversation. But this pastor allowed me to come into his home, and we had dinner at the table, and I sat in his den and kicked back with his wife and kids, and it was just like kind of being with family.
When we started looking for churches, we wanted one in our community that we could be involved with, and we visited Grace, I don't know, maybe 4 times, and then one of our children ended up going to the hospital. And I went down there one day, and one of the nurses said, "Oh, your pastor stopped by." And I had to stop a minute and think, well, who is my pastor? Because we hadn't committed to the church, and I found out it was Robert, and I thought, oh wow, we haven't committed to the church. We've been visiting, and here he's down visiting my child, and I wasn't even there. And it made an impression on me. And then a lot of people in the church brought us food through that time, and it just made us feel very loved and taken care of.
First came to Grace, and I had come from a non-denominational church. One thing I absolutely loved about Grace is the expository teaching, and just really hammering out the Word of God, and really, and Pastor Jackson, again, personable, very, 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 very personable. And one thing when I first met him, and I was talking to him about something, we were at Perimeter Mall, and he told me he didn't know. Like, when he said that, it amazed me, because I come from a place where preachers tend to know everything. And
my best friends are in this church. In fact, almost my only friends are in this church. But no, that really, it dawned on me a few years ago that this is my family. It's a two-way street. But understanding grace, okay, we say that's at the center of our church, and we say that is the name of our church and all that. Understanding grace is something that the preacher has to do too, okay?
At the beginning of the service, when your pastor is praying before he preaches, and he's confessing sins, and he's saying, God, these areas I struggle with, these areas I deal with. And it kind of takes things off to say, hey, everybody is in the same boat here. Everybody.
So we've got a blend of people who are very excited, people who are embracing, people who love the Word of God, and we get the Word of God. And we get that Word, that's one of the things that we could really say about Grace, is that it's a place where you can feel very welcome. It's an intimate setting, small, diverse community with solid preaching from the pulpit.